Good morning, welcome to Morning Math, day 2 now. You'll need your pencil and whatever paper you're going to do this on, which might be your Morning Maths workbook if you're at school. I'm going to do the questions, I'm going to show all the workings, and I want you to copy me, record my workings and the answers. Except for the few people who might be going faster than me, but only if you completely know what you're doing. It tells you here which questions you roughly should do, although I know some people might go past this. Let's get started. Make sure you're ready to go. Question 1. I'm going to cover up some of these questions. It looks a bit intimidating to see them all right at the start, doesn't it? So I'll just cover up some of these. Year 3, you're only doing the first 5 usually anyway, so don't worry about all of the more difficult ones later on. So let's begin with question 1. Value of the 8 in 84. So if I write 84, that's the written version of 84. And here we have the picture version of 84. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're called tens, aren't they? How many of those are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tens. And here we have 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we put the hats on. Of 4 units, 4 ones, that is. And we have 8 tens, these bigger things called tens. Because tens are more important, really, than units. They're bigger than units. They're more powerful than units. So we have 8 in the tens column, which is worth 80. 80. It's worth 80, isn't it? So our answer is, what's the value of the 8, this digit, rather than this digit? It's worth 8 tens. 8 tens, which is 80. 8 tens, 80. Okay? So there's the answer to question 1. 8 tens, 80 is what the 8 is worth. Let's move to question 2. Question 2, we'll use a number line to help us with this. Write the question though. 3 plus 6. Get that written down. And then we'll count using a ruler, which is basically a number line. You go to the 3. You don't say anything on the 3. You wait till you get to the next one. We're going to count up 6 because it says 6 here. So we're going to count up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it is 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Let's go on to number 2. We did number 2. Let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is addition. No, number 3 is subtraction, minus, isn't it? 7 minus 2. So 7 take away 2. Like if you had 7 sweets and you ate 2, how many would you have left? Let's find out. 7 take away 2, go to the 7, you go back 2. Go back 1, 2, it's 5. 7 take away 2 is 5. Let's write that a bit neater. We want you to become very fast and accurate at counting on the number line forwards and back. 7 take away 2 equals 5. Let's move to question 4. Question 4 is 2 times 4. You've got 2, but you've got it 4 times. 2 times 4. So first I need to get 2. Here it is, 2. But instead of having that just 1 time like I have, I've got to have it 4 times. That's what times is, when you've got the same thing, like 2 blue dots, but you've got it lots of times. So that's 1 time. Now I've got it 2 times. Now I've got it 3 times. Now I've got it 4 times. Because I had 2, and I've got another 2, and another 2, another 2. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So what is 2 times 4? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The answer is 8. So we're going to write down 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. It's question 4. And we're on question 5. Now we're on divide, which means share. Do you remember this from previously? Share. 6 divided by 2. It's when you get 6 and you divide it by 2. 6 divided by 2. So I'll get 6 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to share them into 2 groups. Or I shared them between 2 stick people last time, I think. So this person wants some blue dots. And so does this person. So let's share them out fairly and equally. So we go 1 for you, 1 for you. 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. And the answer is 1, 2, 3. They both got 3. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Let's move on to the year 4 level work. Move this down for some people who are going on faster than me. Question 6 in year 4. Let's give myself a bit more space here, I think. Thanks for your help, but we need more space now. 653. What's the value of the 5 in 653? This digit here. Units, tens, hundreds. The 5 is worth 5 tens. If you've been doing morning maths for a long time, you'll be very used to these questions. 5 tens is 50. And time for question 7. Question 7. 382 plus 153. 382 plus 153. Okay. In the units and the tens and the hundreds. In the units column, 2 plus 3 is 5. 8 plus 5. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 13. Make sure it says 13, not 31. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 535. Pause if you need time to copy that one. I'm going on to question 8. 762. Take away 541. 762 take away 541. So 2 take away 1 is 1. 6 take away 4 is 2. And 7 take away 5 is 2. 221. That seemed a bit easy. There was no need for any borrowing or anything there. Let's move on to question 9. Minus makes things smaller. I feel like that was a bit easy, but I'm checking it and it's correct. Okay, question 9. Well, the year does start easier. We're doing 32 multiplied by 5. So I'm going to do this in 2 different ways. This is the units column and this is the tens column. So first I'm going to get the tens column, which is 30, 3t, 30. So I'm going to do 30 times 5. But I'm also going to do 2 times 5. I'll do that part in blue. So I've split the question up. It was 32 times 5. Do you see I've just split it up into 30 times 5 and 2 times 5. 30 times 5, I'm going to have to squeeze it in over here. So 3 times 5, you can sing our songs. 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15. That's 15. 3 times 5 was 15 anyway, but this is 30 times 5, so we place the 1 0 from the question here. 150. 2 times 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 2 answers, 150 and 10. If you put those together, you could do column addition, but 150 plus 10 is going to be 160. Let's just check that with column addition. It is, of course, 160. So answer is 160. I'm going to also do this with the grid method. Okay, so if you're recording this one, you don't have to record both methods. You can if you're fast enough to keep up with me. I've done one method, I got 160. I'm going to also do this one with the grid method next. So let's do 32 times 5. 30 and 2 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 0 to place. 5 times 2 is 10. So we get 150 and 10. 150 plus 10, as we did a minute ago, that's going to add up to 160, which is our answer. 160 for question 9. Let's move on to question 10. 16 divided by 2. There's loads of ways of doing this. One of them would be by getting 16 counters, or in my case, 16 bits of orange circle. I've got to count these as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I get 16 of those and I divide them by 2. Share them between 2. One over here, like this. Just keep putting 1 on each side. I can't put them on that orange because you won't see them. No. So, keep sharing them out fairly. Oh, that was 2. You just separate those. This is just showing you what division is. There's quicker ways of doing it, which we'll do as the days and weeks go on. But this is showing you what division is. It's taking those 16 that I started with, splitting them into 2 groups. This was the first group of 8. This was the second group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because 16 divided by 2, this is what we write. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. We're moving on to year 5 level work next. Question 11. Let's clear all this for people who are going on. Question 11. Value of the 4 in 2,483. Value of the 4 in 2,483. Units, tens, it is hundreds. That's thousands, by the way. But our column that we're looking at, the underlying column, is 400s. This is how you write it, 400s. 400s, sorry, it's a bit messy with the mouse. That's digits, 400. That's the answer, 400s, which is 400. Let's go on to question 12. Plus. Just be careful with copying down the numbers when you've got quite a big question. This is a very year 4 level question. That's why we're doing it at the start of year 5. Just to get you back after the summer holidays. Most of you doing this video will be doing this just after the summer holidays. Be careful that you've copied the numbers right. Be careful that you've got the right sign. Let's go. 4 plus 3 is 7. 9 plus 3 is 12. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5,827. Time to move on to question 13. $4,862 minus 2,571. So be very careful with your copying. Make sure you're getting it down right. Pause if you need to pause. 2 take away 1 is 1, that's fine. 6 take away 7 though you can't do. If you have 6 sweets you can't give your friend 7. So 6, which turns out to be in the tens column, we'll need to get some help from something more powerful in the hundreds column. So 6 will ask this 800 to go down to 700. If we bring 100 over here, as you know 100 is 10 times 10, 100 is 10 tens. So we can bring this over here and it acts as 10 tens. So we now have 16 tens take away 7 tens. 16 take away 7 is 9. 7 take away 5 is 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. 2,291. Pause if you need time to record that. And we'll move on to question 14. Question 14. 253 times 5. 253 times 5. I'll start with the standard method. Probably do grid method afterwards. 253 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 is 26. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 1,265. Does that look right? Yeah, that does look right. But I can check it by doing the grid method. I'm not saying you should all check it with the grid method as well, because it could take a long time to have to do 2 methods. If you're really fast, you could do both methods. Maybe you're fast enough to do both methods and you have a lovely check. So we split our 253 up into 250 and 3. 250 and 3. Times it by 5. 5 times 2, let's do the answers in blue. 5 times 2 is 10. It made a 0, but we still have 2 more zeros to place. Place them, because 200 times 5 is 1,000. In this box, we're doing 50 times 5. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. 50 times 5 is 250, because there's 0 to place. And at the end is 5 times 3. 5, 10, 15. So we have 3 answers. We need to put them together. 1,000 and 250 and 15. And, of course, means plus in maths. So we put our 3 answers together to get our final answer, which should be 1,265 if we've done this right. There it is, 1,265. That's question 14. Time for question 15. This will be a lot quicker than question 14, because this is bus stop level from year 4 really, or even from year 3. We're just getting back into it here. But some people find division the most difficult because it's the last one you learned probably. 848 divided by 4. We use the bus stop to do this as it's quite a big number, 848. But how many 4s in 8? I sing my 4s, don't go past 8. 4, 8, my fingers are saying it's 2. I count on my fingers. Next, how many 4s in 4? 4, I can only do 1. How many 4s in 8? 4, 8, fingers are saying 2. 212. Quite a nice simple bus stop to begin the year in year 5. Let's move on to question 16, the year 6 level questions. Maybe some year 5s are doing them, maybe even some year 4s. Biggest number I've seen so far in morning maths this year, 374,265. I'm going to need to move that over a bit to fit nicely. 374,265. By the way, how you say these big numbers, you go 374, comma is where you say 1,000. So you go 374,265. Just say it in little groups. The commas really help to say it. 374,265. So what are we doing? We'll find the value of the 6. Well, that's not too hard because it's units and tens. It's tens. It's 6 tens, which is, of course, 60. 6 tens, which is 60. Let's go on to question 17. Addition. A few problems you could have with this one. Main one is copying the question down wrong when there's lots of digits. Top number is a 5-digit number, so make sure you get all those digits right. 45892. Lining up could be a problem because the next one's a 4-digit number, so it has to line up like this. When you're adding whole numbers, they line up down the right, which is this side. They've got to line up down the right. Make sure it lines up. Make sure you copy it correctly. Make sure you do the right sign. You should think this, really, for every question you do. Make sure you line it up right. Make sure you copy it correctly. Make sure you do the right sign, because these are the mistakes people make all over the place. 2 plus 2 is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1, 17. 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9. And 4. We get 49,734 because plus makes things bigger. So the first number ends up bigger because plus makes things bigger. Time for question 18. It's another big question. It's a minus this time. 54,723. Take away 23,811. Make sure you copy the question right. Make sure you put the right sign. Make sure you line it up correctly. Lining up's quite easy on this one. Lines up very nicely. Take away. So 3 take away 1 is 2. 2 take away 1 is 1. 7 take away 8 we can't do. 7 will need some help. It's currently in the hundreds column. It'll need some help from the bigger thousands column. 4,000 goes down to 3,000, and we can borrow 1,000, which is 10 hundreds. So we now have 17 hundreds. Take away 8 is 9. 17 take away 8 is 9. It's really 1700 take away 800, but the zeros are hidden under these other numbers, aren't they? 3 take away 3 is 0. 5 take away 2 is 3. We get 30,912. And we're on question 19. $4,832 times 5. 4,832 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. 5 times 4 is 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. 24,160. I'm checking because I know I might make mistakes if I don't check. I've seen myself do that lots of times. I'm happy with that now. Question 20. Division. We can use the bus stop for this. 4,835 divided by 5. 4,835 divided by 5. How many 5s in 4? 0, because 5 is too big to go into 4. Carried a 4. How many 5s in 48? Let's sing them. We mustn't go past 48 though. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 is 9. I sang to 45 though, and that says 48. So 46, 47, 48. There's 3 left over, which we carry on. How many 5s in 33? Again, sing your 5s, but don't go past 33. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 6. I've got 6 fingers, if you wonder where I get the 6 from. I'm counting on my fingers all the time when I use my times table songs. So I sang up to 30, but that's 33. So we have 3 left over. How many 5s in 35? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 is 7. 967. So we're all done. Let's have a look at the answers. 967. So you'll want to pause here probably, so you can do all your marking and see how you got on. I'm about to stop the video, so pause here and I'll see you again next time. Thank you for listening.